Milani, what were you thinking? Oh my gosh. Hey there, gorgeous. Happy Frugal Friday to you. It is always such a pleasure to see you, and I hope that you are doing well. In today's video, I'm sharing some new products with you that have come out from Milani. This was a PR package. I wanted to let you know that up front, but my opinions are my own, based on my own unique experiences with these products. And yeah, so I'm going to do this in a speed review style video. I'm going to show you everything up close so that you can make an informed decision as to whether any of these products are right for you. First thing I want to tell you about this collection based on the PR pamphlet that they included is that it appears to be very spring themed. As you can see here, the Beauty in Bloom collection, I guess that's what they're calling it. And it is exclusively at Walmart. So if there's anything here that you're interested in, that would be the place to look for these items. I'll talk first about the eyeshadow palette. This is called Gilded Floral, and right offhand you see a lot of beautiful colors in here, very spring themed, excellent array of shades at first glance. Okay, so it looks really good, and if you've ever used any of the Milani eyeshadows, you know the quality is usually outstanding and wow, right? This palette retails for $14.97. So I'm going to show you a couple of tutorials with this palette up close so you can see the eyeshadow application and what I experienced. So in my opinion, I found these eyeshadows to be really hard to work with. They were not easy to pick up on the brush. They applied unevenly. It was really hard to get any color transfer from the palette to my eyes. The pigment was severely lacking, and it's not just in like one or two shades of this palette, because I tried many different eyeshadows within this palette, and there are maybe a couple good shades in here, but they tend to be the more matte finish formula. The shimmer finish eyeshadows in this palette are horrible. They don't show up. They are very hard to apply. And I did try applying a couple of these wet because I thought maybe that would help them look better. No, no, it did not. There is just no helping some of these eyeshadows, and I found myself disappointed each time I used it. And the final look that I did get with this palette that I was happy with in terms of the application with that pink and brown mixture, which is really pretty, was not really one that I was like, wow, I would love to do that again. It wasn't my favorite. So unfortunately, I'm going to have to tell you that in my experience with this palette, I was not happy with it, and I was very disappointed by it, and it is not one that I would recommend you trying out. Save your money. Okay. I'd like to tell you that it gets better, but yeah. Okay, moving on to these new eyeshadow sticks. They came out with 3 different shades here. I'll show you those up close. The light lavender one looks promising, but I will tell you it's like the eyeshadow palette. It's hard to apply. There's really no color to it. It's very, very light. I mean, if you wanted a very light wash of color that you could barely see, then sure, it's probably good. And the formula isn't bad with any of these. It lasts and it looks really great at the end of the day. But that light purple one doesn't really show up like you might think that it would. It's a little misleading. So if you were going to try any of these eyeshadow sticks, I would say stick with the 2 darker ones, the darker purple and the one that's like a bronze shade. Those were really nice, and there is some great quality-ness to them. I'm going to lighten it up here and share some positive products with you. So they did release these lip oils with this collection. I feel like I've seen these before, but maybe I haven't. I don't know. These are from their Fruit Fetish line, which I know came out a while ago. So I don't know if this is just a re-promote, but these were really nice. Very soft on the lips. They do add a lot of great hydration, and I wore one throughout the day and it stayed pretty well on my lips. I was most pleased to see that. So those were really good. Another lip product they added to this collection is their Flora Tinted Lip Balm. This has shea butter and lemon blossom flavor with a subtle pink tint. And it is really beautiful on the lips, and it looks great, especially for times when maybe you don't want to wear a full-on lipstick and you want something that has a hint of color. Really pleased with this product overall. Also added to this collection is a setting spray. This is the Make It Last Flora. This is a floral scented setting spray. The scent is not obnoxious. I found it to be rather pleasant, but despite my finding the smell pleasant, it did give me a headache. And this is a personal thing, but if scents give you a headache, you might struggle with this. I don't normally get headaches from scents, so I was a little surprised to experience that, but I'm just putting it out there. I liked the scent though, despite that. And I did test this all day on 2 separate days with my L'Oreal foundation, the dewy one that I use a lot, the True Match Nude. And I applied the Maybelline Fit Me powder over the top, so I did the setting spray on one half of my face and then left the other side with nothing on it. And at the end of the day, both days, my face looked rather greasy. And this was after about 8 hours of straight wear. And I was really surprised and unhappy to see that, because I've got setting sprays from Essence that lock everything in place and look 10 times better than what you're seeing there. So I, from an oily person's perspective, was not really happy with this setting spray, and I would not use it again. If you have dry skin, you may not struggle, but if you have oily skin, I think that you would be disappointed in that one. Let's see. I'm sorry, I've not been this disappointed by a collection in a while, where it's like every single product I try is just bad. And I try to give some positivity to products, you know, find some kind of positive thing about them, but this one was just, I really struggled with this collection. They also had these vegan eyelashes, and this is, again, along the floral theme. These are called Flora, and they're really beautiful. I mean, they look great up close when you first get them, but when you apply these, they are really stiff. Really stiff. And despite me trying to bend them and shape them and sit there and hold them in a U shape before the application to try and get them to conform to the natural curve of my eyelid, I had so much lifting on the inner corner with these because they're so heavy and they're so dense. You cannot get the band to lay flat against your eye. And I had trouble on the outer corner with these too. And even after I applied them, with as much negotiating that I had to do with these lashes, even if I could get that inner corner to lay flat on the inner corner, it still looked unnatural. Like the lashes just, it was like there was a very noticeable, I'm trying to think of how I want to word this. It was like a cutoff. Normally lashes are supposed to fade naturally into the inner corner, so it doesn't really look like you're wearing anything, but these were like a very sharp edge where it's like the lash ends here and this is the rest of the inner corner. It was very, I didn't like it. And I mean, you know, I love lashes all over the place. Yeah, but these were not good. Okay. One of the products that I tried that I'm actually still wearing right now, and I've worn this one today, is another eyeshadow palette. I don't think it's part of the spring collection that they have come out with. I think it's separate. But this is a face, eye, and cheek palette. And it's, well, I'm just going to show it to you. They give you 3 eyeshadows down the center. 2 are matte, 1 is shimmer. There's also a highlighter, a blush, 2 blushes, and a bronzer. And the eyeshadows left a lot to be desired. I again found the pigment to be incredibly light, a little difficult to work with, so much fallout on my face applying the eyeshadow, and it didn't really show on my eyes as I had expected it to just by looking at it in the palette. And it swatched completely different compared to what it looked like after I applied it on my eyes. So I was disappointed in the eyeshadows in this palette. I would not use them again. And when it comes to the face products, they apply really well. The initial application is beautiful. They are striking on the skin. The pigment is wonderful. And the highlight especially was really nice. I didn't struggle at all with any part of that application. I actually felt like I applied too much, but that's neither here nor there. It still looked beautiful. And I was pleasantly surprised with everything, except the eyes, on initial application. But here was my problem with this palette. At the end of the day, everything faded, and I couldn't even see the bronzing shade, the blush that I had applied. The only thing that was left on my face was the highlight, and I think that's because I did apply too much. But it's still, yeah, why? We're gonna end this on a positive note somewhere, okay? Last products they added to this collection that are actually good are these velvet matte lipsticks. So they added 6 shades, and I believe that this is a line that they already have in their traditional lipstick line, but they've added 6 shades to it with this formula. It's a really nice formula. It's very smooth on the lips. The lipstick does contain hyaluronic acid, so it is very moisturizing, and you can feel that. It's not like a traditional matte lipstick that is drying to the lips, and I found them to wear very well throughout the day, and they were very comfortable. And what I liked about these lipsticks is that they say that they are designed to flatter a range of skin tones, and they remind me of the Maybelline, was it Maybelline? I think it was, who did that whole lipstick collection, the one that I tested with my friend Corinne, where we tested out the lipsticks. For those who don't know, my friend Corinne is black, so I wanted to test out Maybelline's, I think it was Made for Me. They did these lipsticks that were supposed to flatter all skin tones, and so we tested them side by side, and you could see that the lipsticks looked great on her and they looked great on me despite the vast difference between our complexions. And these colors do look a lot like those Maybelline lipsticks in terms of the shade range. So it does look like they would flatter a variety of different skin tones and complexions. And by the way, if you're interested in any of the shades I showed you there up close in the arm swatches, I will have them listed for you in detail below from left to right, so you can make a decision if there is a color that really sparked your attention that you would like to try, because these were really good and I was really happy with these. Thankfully. Thankfully. I'm sorry that I had to bring you so much bad news today. I don't know. I usually am really happy with Milani, but this one was just, something happened here. I don't know. Maybe it was rushed, but it wasn't the same quality that we've come to know and love from Milani. It's just not there. So I would love to hear your opinion on these products if you've happened across them and you've tried them out for yourself already. Let me know your thoughts. And if you had a different experience, would love to know what you experienced. Feel free to share below in the comments. I hope that you have a great weekend ahead, and I look forward to seeing you again very soon.